You are listening to Living Spirit Radio, the holistic living show with Dr. Leslie, your bridge to wholeness. I'd like to first of all welcome everyone. Dr. Leslie, this is going to be an amazing show. That word isn't even covering it, but I'm searching for a word because it's going to be an enlightening show.
Yeah.
There we go. That feels better.
The light is coming.
Yes.
The light's moving up.
Okay. Yes, indeed.
It's an exciting day. And, big things are happening on the planet.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Can we talk about that for a minute?
Well, I'd love to actually bring that topic up with our very special guest.
Very special guest.
Yeah, when she comes on.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's a lot going on. Listeners who have been working through the Pain to Gain series with us, we just want to say, we're bringing in a special interjection into our plans today, and we have a very, very special guest who's going to be joining us at a particular moment on the planet. This is JUDY SATORI, who is a very long-standing friend of mine and soul sister, I have to say. We have known each other for 20 years, and we're close friends and worked together some in New Zealand.
Okay.
And then as life unfolded, we both were brought to the United States within a short time of each other. I'd say about 18 months apart.
Okay.
After that long. So JUDY, who is a native New Zealander, is now living in New York, and I'm living in North Carolina. So we're both on the East Coast, and it's kind of beautiful how sometimes as life moves, it carries your soul family with you.
Absolutely.
That's a good thing.
Isn't
it?
Yes. Yes. So we have some very exciting conversations to be had this morning. JUDY is going to be sharing with us about her upcoming trip to France.
Okay.
And about the awakening of the Mary Magdalene energies.
Yes.
JUDY?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, hi. JUDY,
Leslie
welcome.
and V, it's very nice to be speaking to you both today and to all the listeners who are listening to the program. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Welcome. Now, JUDY, this is a special time for the planet and in your own life right now. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. I'm actually leaving tomorrow to go to France myself. I've been guided to go there by Spirit. And last year in July, Tim, my husband, and I were drawn to go to a place called St. Maximin de la Balme, which is a little town in Provence. And in that town there's quite a large monastery, an abbey actually. And we stayed in the hotel next to the abbey. And in that abbey is reputed to be the bones of Mary Magdalene, and she's supposed to be buried there in the crypt. And we went down to the crypt and sat there with her energies for a while. And then we went to the cave called the Grotto, which is called La Sainte-Balme, which is probably about 45 minutes drive from the little town of Maximin de la Balme. And the cave is, walk about 90 minutes to the cave. And in the cave and the chapel, which is built into the cave, is looked after by Dominican priests and nuns and has been for centuries.
A chapel inside a cave.
Yes, it's incredible. It's absolutely beautiful. And
do they
very,
have
very
it
special.
Decorated in a particular way?
It's not heavily decorated, but it is very sanctified and very beautiful inside. It's a special chapel. It's actually a chapel. It's not just a cave. And so we walked to the cave and the cave chapel, and we meditated in the cave chapel. And then later that night, I get a lot of messages from Spirit all the time, as I know you do too. And later that night, we were asked to go there, to be there at that cave at 7 o'clock in the morning the next day.
7 o'clock.
And interestingly enough, the next day just happened to be the 7th of July, 2012.
Wow.
So we needed to be there at 7:77 at that time. So we got up about 5:30 and we drove in the dark to where we parked our car, which is also next to a place called the Hostelry de la Balme, which is a hostel where visitors can stay if you want to spend time with the Mary energy.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's where I'm going to be staying for 3 weeks when I go tomorrow.
Ah.
So we walked through the forest, and it's a very beautiful and very sacred forest because in the 13th century, when the bones of Mary Magdalene were discovered and the area was sanctified and considered to be a very special place of God, the forest was kept intact, and it's never been cut, so it's a very ancient sacred forest. And we walked through this forest for about 90 minutes, and then we reached a series of stone steps, and these are the stone steps that are shown on the image of the photo that I took, that I think many people will have seen because I think you posted it on Facebook.
Yes, so that photo's on Facebook, and we'll be putting that on your website and the Bridge Holistic Healing website so that people will have easy access to that beautiful photo that you took.
Well, we walked up the steps, and it was dawn, early morning, and we stood in front of the locked, what was at that time, the locked gates of the chapel, because the chapel doesn't open until 8 or 8:30, and we were there at 7. And I took some photos. That particular photo I took, I didn't see the light coming down when I was taking the photo. It was only after I looked at the photo that I saw this beam of light shining down onto the steps.
Oh.
And
yes, it looks like a column of white light, doesn't it?
It does. It does look like a column of white light.
It's a vertical column. It's beautiful.
I still remember feeling energy coming into my body because, as I'm sure most people know who know me, I'm a channel for God's energy, really. And I felt this energy tingling through me and my whole being open to something.
Wow.
And what happened was that exactly 7 o'clock, the bells of the chapel in the cave started to toll. And at exactly 7 o'clock, I started to speak this very long sequence of light language that went on and on for actually 11 minutes. So it finished exactly at 11 minutes past 7, exactly at the same moment as the bells stopped playing, tolling. It's like the bells went on and on and on and on, and it was quite a surprise to Tim and I that they did go on and on and on and on, because I felt, why do they play at 7 o'clock for 11 minutes? Maybe they don't do that every day, but they did it that day.
Like a divinely orchestrated concert,
like a
language
heavenly choir. Actually,
yes.
It was incredible, and I just felt there was a lot of energy coming into me, into the earth. I'm not quite sure at the moment why it was coming through, but I know that we needed to be there at that time for a reason. And then we went away. And it wasn't until much later last year, I think November, that Spirit asked me to go back to this cave now in February, and this is where I'm heading to.
Okay.
So we'll wait and see why. I feel really excited. I feel that there's a big shift coming. I'm not sure what it's all about for me personally, but I feel that it is very much to do with a new energy coming through my vessel as a being onto the planet. And this energy of Mary, and this is what Spirit are telling me now, they haven't told me before, but what they're saying is that this energy of Mary is an energy of love. Well, we know that, but it's an energy of a more expanded aspect of holding love within ourselves and seeing love differently than the way we might have ever seen or experienced it before. I know that many people who are listening will understand that with the Earth shift to the fifth dimension, there's an incredible energy shift, an increase of the vibration of the energy surrounding the Earth as it's moved into the fifth dimension, but also an increase in the vibrational energy moving through us, through our energy fields, through the energy circuits of our body. We're literally have become enlightened, and this physical enlightenment that we're all experiencing, and it's bringing up many things in our life that we can probably talk about later, but this physical enlightenment that we're all experiencing is also being accompanied by a consciousness enlightenment. And of course, love is the key and the way. Love is the bridge to this more expanded consciousness that we all are being both challenged and asked to move into in this new age.
Okay. Judy, there's a couple of topics that you brought up in that beautiful explanation of what happened last year and what the Holy Spirit has guided you to do now, that I'd love to touch on in just a couple of moments for the listeners who are new to this conversation. So when we're going to take a brief break here for a minute, and when we come back, we're going to just touch on what exactly light language is, okay? And then we want to talk a bit more about what this is all about as far as seeing love in a new way. It sounds like you're getting that we're going to have new eyes.
Yes.
Yeah,
here we are. With new eyes to see in a different way.
Oh.
And while the break is happening, and I know that's part of a radio station, while the break is happening, I'm just going to ask your listeners to put your hands over your heart chakra and just sit quietly during this break, because during this break there's going to be a lot of energy coming into you. This is the energy of God, the energy of the Magdalene coming into you personally.